Kept you waiting, huh? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel From Zero to Racehorse. Here, I'm documenting my entire journey from having nothing, well, almost nothing, to becoming rich enough to buy my own racehorse. For today's video, I have a question for you guys. Have you ever seen those videos about the rat race? I'm sure we've all seen at least one of them on social media. They show rats caught in mouse traps, stuck in endless office cubicles, constantly working and being miserable, right? It's likely you even heard many gurus talk about it. How the rat race is the biggest scam or the biggest trap of the 20th century. At some point, I've seen a few of those videos myself, with a catchy title like, "This is the biggest scam of your generation," and a thumbnail filled with reds and yellows. You see a slick guru, maybe in an Armani suit and a flashy watch, like an Omega Seamaster or maybe a Rolex Sky Dweller or whatever. They have a tone and a script that make you believe that they definitely know what they're talking about. And then, they hook you with a loss aversion tactic. Something like, "This is the biggest mistake you could ever make and nobody in 2025 realizes it." Or something like that. Then, they start talking about the rat race, a term popularized by Robert Kiyosaki in his book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, to describe a financial slavery cycle. You know, you work for a salary, go into debt, work hard to pay it off, and the cycle repeats itself, constantly. That's pretty much what the rat race is about. Then, this guru starts to tell you his story. How they came from a poor family, maybe from a single mother household, and the struggles they overcame to escape poverty and become a millionaire, or something like that. They convince you that it's possible to get out of the rat race, while at the same time, their storytelling persuades you to build a connection with them and their journey. Then, they proceed to explain, and they're right, that it's impossible to leave the rat race by following the same old paths. But then, when you least expect it, they start sharing testimonials from students who got wealthy thanks to their courses or mentorship. Essentially, the entire video wasn't a video at all. It was a sales funnel. Now, is this immoral? Not necessarily. Is it unethical? I don't think so. But one thing is certain. All these gurus use the exact same strategy. They inject fear and urgency to forcefully push you into a sales funnel where you will buy their courses or products. A sales funnel at the end of the day. And listen, I'm sure you've heard some bald, bearded millionaire say that working is for the poor, or that having a job is for losers. And then they tell you time is running out, that you only live once, and that it's your ancestral duty to get rich to protect your family. And the thing is, this isn't entirely false, but they're using tribal bias and a sense of urgency to instill fear and pressure, all to push you through a sales funnel and get you to buy their courses or join their community of millionaire students. Now, does this sound familiar? Probably. I'm not saying this is exactly bad, but listen. Now I want you to set that idea aside for just a moment and focus on Superman. What on earth does he have to do with all of this? Well, let me explain. At some point, you've probably read a comic or seen a movie with the Man of Steel. And if you paid attention, you know that Superman's true identity is Clark Kent, a reporter who works for the Daily Planet. So let me ask you, what do you think Clark Kent is a reporter? Of all things, why a reporter? Is it to fly under the radar? Nope. Is it to protect the people he loves? Is it to live among humans and feel normal? No, none of that. The reason Clark Kent is a reporter is because he needs, he needs the money to replace his suits every time Lex Luthor beats the shit out of him in a fight. Let's be honest, no matter how much of a Superman you are, or how often you save the president, the government isn't going to pay for your ripped suits. So, getting back to the rat race, if you were Superman, would you be ashamed of being a reporter when the world doesn't need saving? Of course not, because you're Superman. So why on earth do we let every guru tell us that working is for losers and that what really works is selling AI girl fit pics on OnlyFans? Yeah, not my best example, but you guys get the idea. No, the reality is that to be Superman, we all need to be Clark Kent, the reporter. To be the Spider-Man of our lives, we first have to be the scrawny nerd Peter Parker. Now, I'm not using Batman here because that guy was already rich when he was a kid, but he's still putting the work, so... Many of us have to start by serving others, understanding what we're good at, and finding where our skills thrive. And listen, today I work for someone else. I have a perfectly normal job in customer service. Yeah, pretty boring, but here I am with maybe the most bizarre dream of getting rich to buy, of all things, a race mare. So what? No bald, bearded millionaire is going to tell me that I'm a loser for having a normal job. Because guys, the path isn't the end. The path is just a means to the end. So keep working, keep striving, keep giving your best, and try to dedicate a little time to what you truly want to achieve. And that's how everyone you admire today started. With nothing more to say, this has been day 17 of getting rich so I can buy my race mare. That's all. I wish you guys an excellent Friday, and bye-bye.